38 minutes in or so. So looking forward to seeing who wins that series. The loser of that will be going to Golden Next Cycle. So again, unfortunate news there. But of course, the winner are going to be playing TT Esports. But Pikachu Mistral, they're still 0-0. OTP Q Squad, it says they're both forfeited. Again, I assume that's a bug, though. It does happen sometimes. Then, of course, there's our series of Afraid versus Absolute Legends. So there you go. Just a quick glance at the brackets. Again, you go to HoNTour.com, you go to the Events tab, and then you go to the Cycle number 6 portion, and you can check it out for yourself. Looks like game number 2 has started, though, so ladies and gentlemen, let's hop in. Afraid taking on Absolute Legends, game number 2. Once again, a loser's bracket matchup here, round 2 as we saw there in the brackets. Winner moves on, loser will have to unfortunately be done. The winner of this will play OTP versus that, who are they playing? Q Squad, the winner of that series. Again, as far as OTP is concerned, I don't know what their situation is with their roster as a result of yesterday. Anyway, that's another series. This one here, we have the blind bands coming out. Fade Wild Soul from Afraid. Ophelia Parasite from AL. Versalock Tempest, followed up by Keeper the Forest Rally. So, yet again, nothing too crazy going on here. We are going to see Rally, Moon Queen, Jeremiah followed up there.
Just a powerful lock pool already shaping up here in general. A little bit, actually a little bit more standard than last game, which we saw like, okay, there's the Keeper Ophelia response, but there's no Tempest, and Tempest wasn't banned. Tempest wasn't, he wasn't blind banned, he wasn't locked, he wasn't normal banned. He just left untouched until the normal drafting phase, and didn't wind up really having an impact other than, Afraid really getting the lineup they wanted to run.
Mm-hmm. Seeking Plato there, almost giving away some strategies.
Oh God,
so
yeah.
I want to put, oops, never mind. But we'll see what Cookies again decides to finish off his locking phase with. You know that hero that again we've seen Cookies. We did get the chance to see yesterday when we talked about it. Monkey King no longer. We see Cookies picking it up lately, and in fact when we did see it yesterday, he didn't have the best early on performance or impact even in the game. So kind of makes you wonder there if that's just a case of him tapering off or just moving on to other
tapering
heroes.
off. I mean, once again, we see those high burst. Well, he actually made it work last game. Remember, I think they came back in an amazing victory. But yeah, we definitely saw him having a hard time getting anything done, tapering off a little bit due to the style of lineups being run, and also just I felt like that game inherently just wasn't the best game for him. It felt like, I like seeing another aggressive jungler or someone that can come in and gank for the Monkey King's lane as well.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like they actually had that presence on the Hellborn team. I forget the exact draft, but I remember he just had a lot of pressure early on, and then he just could not get in there against the Tempest. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah, you are right. I mean, eventually later on, definitely got powerful, but
yeah, for sure.
Now the lock pull, it's kind of interesting to me. There's two takes on it for me at least, with the way it finished off. The Silhouette final lock. To me, that's a little bit. I don't know about that because say that was just even a throwaway lock, something like a Voodoo Jester or whatever. It really would have left Moon Queen in there. Then in the banning phase, if you ban out heroes like Silhouette, Draconis, of course, then it almost would have forced Afraid to maybe want to first pick that Moon Queen, and then you could have set up once again with the Keeper and the Tempest as a result of that. But again, just kind of just thinking further ahead there. But at the same time, it does make it a little bit safer to where at least we can now feel sure that we're going to get at least Moon Queen or Silhouette now.
Right, I think that's more of the logic they're applying there. Even if Afraid were to first pick Moon Queen, I don't think they would feel absolutely devastated by it. So
yeah. So banning phase. Oh, yep.
No, we've seen it happen before. We've seen actually, I believe TDM in one of the grand finals matches. There was a Keeper and a Tempest and a Moon Queen. They drafted the Moon Queen. I think it was letting SG take Keeper and Tempest and just sort of screwed up their lineup. They didn't really have any late game presence in the end because they were banking on that Moon Queen draft with only one carry being in the pool, and they just weren't able to take it.
That's true. Yeah. Banning phase moving on here. Engineer, Moraxis, Magnus, and Master of Arms. A lot of M's coming out there in those last couple of bans. Now we got two more, of course, on either side. And then into the first pick. First pick we go. As far as what is still on the board, I mean, you do got something like a Draconis, granted, with that lock pool, and it's not as scary. Parasite is going to be locked, or banned up there, excuse me. You got a Pebble still on the board. Could definitely see him possibly being final banned here by Absolute Legends. Of course, still many options. You got your supports, you got your Plague Rider still there, Wretched Hag. That was ban worthy, so we'll see what they decide to finish off with here.
Yeah, I'm just Taking a look at the blind bands one more time. Okay, yeah, fade while it's looking over. Okay.
We're not going to see
Yeah,
that Panda
a
Master
lot
Armor.
less mass heal cheesiness at least coming out here with the DS band out, with the Master band out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a Jeremiah, but that's pretty much all they're going to be, running if anything. So.
It is going to be the Pebbles final ban from
Mm-hmm.
Cookies coming out. So now first pick, Afraid is, well, Joel, I'm right-clicking many of heroes. So just
Draconis still in the pool if they wanted to get their carry earlier, if they were going for that, but I wouldn't necessarily pick it when they have free reign over a potential Moon Queen draft. So.
Aluna is going to be the first pick here from Afraid. So going to go with that right off the bat, and I'm back over for Absolute Legends. See how they respond. Again, Aluna all around, just a solid choice here.
Yeah, they need to pick up one of their supports right now.
Yeah.
Clearly, and then it depends because they have their option of either going, the carry out of the lock pool or the, sort of mid dual lane or whatever, that rally or Jeremiah or something else to fill that slot. So it kind of depends, but they need the support +1 here.
Yeah.
Heroes like Wretched Hag still. Did she get?
She is still there.
She is still on the board. Wretched Hag and Bubbles both, so I wouldn't be surprised to see.
No.
There you go, plus a support probably. But no, they're actually going with
the Monkey King Pharaoh.
That sort of tells us what they're going to be doing for their suicide option. I mean, interesting. So,
there.
Well, I guess they didn't need to draft their support right away, given that Aluna was picked up.
Yeah,
I figured you might have more time to respond anyway, if anything. But okay, right here they have the Pharaoh set up. Not bad, because if for some reason Afraid wanted to go the Moon Queen first, and AL didn't want to be in a spot where they were forced to draft Tempest or something like that, they do have a counter built up, so they can take their keeper if they want it, or have their choice. So not too bad there.
Yeah, that's definitely the strong thing again. Even though it didn't necessarily work out last game with that keeper Tempest combination, it still ultimately is a very powerful combo, obviously. So never really want to give that up if you don't have to. But yeah, the Pharaoh Monkey King, so sure enough talking about that going into the picking stage here, and we happen to see it coming out from Absolute Legends, so again, he still plays it very well, and in that game he eventually did do very well, but didn't have the best of starts. Plague Rider Deadwood, though, picked up here from Afraid, so going the Deadwood route.
Bursty presence we like to see out of that.
Yeah.
We were just talking about, like, you see Monkey King, he's drafted, but he takes a little bit more time to do his damage. Yeah, Monkey King is a lot of damage. He has to, like, flick him around, chase him down, get his, vaults, his dashes off, and Deadwood's straight up, I punch you, you die. Combined with that Aluna, Deadwood's combo does provide enough lockdown to, once again, get that guaranteed Emerald Red power throw no matter where on the map, which just adds that much more, kill presence to the Deadwood.
I was going to say they're running out of time here, only about 5 seconds in total, but they do go with Glacius in again. Again, not a big surprise there.
Yeah, they had to pick their support.
Yeah, is that an M4 maybe? Okay, so the Moon Queen is going to come out, and yeah, it's so it is interesting now. Do you go that Keeper Tempest, or you figure you maybe have to pick up that Silhouette for your carry potential? Granted, Monkey King has proven he could do a lot, but
yeah, they can make lanes work if they go Keeper Tempest again. But they're going to be fighting a Moon Queen Jeremiah potentially in that case, or something else nasty. So yeah, they don't. I think it's a safer bet for them.
Yeah. And now for Afraid, So that was again well drafted.
Double tree. So
yeah. Well drafted again, indeed, and on top of that, the double tree, but also the double armor, Plague Rider and Keeper. So
yeah, and pretty good against Monkey King, honestly.
Yep. A lot of synergy over there, actually. So again, I kind of feel like Joel doing a great job here in both games, the drafting phase, man. Setting his team up specifically very well, as we see. And I think, no signs of disappointment really from either side. I mean, AL definitely has a very powerful lineup themselves, of course. Going the Silhouette carrier route. They got their flavor here on Monkey King. Of course, a Monkey King Glacius lane, perhaps, a Tempest jungle, and then Pharaoh in the Suicide. Apparently,
it's always hard to sort of figure out where to place Monkey King here. And we don't see him as much, and last time we saw Monkey King against Pencils, he didn't have the impact he needed. And right now he seems to be against a bunch of lockdown, a bunch of armor. They AoE root to hold him in. So it's like, I'm curious to see how he can thrive in this environment.
Yeah.
It's always sort of hard to place his worth, because, you see a hero like a Pebbles or a Deadwood, you know exactly sort of what they're going to bring to the table. I'm curious to see, because honestly, a lot of people don't play Monkey King like Cookies plays it. He seems to take the hero to another level. I usually don't like the draft unless I'm seeing it on a lot of players besides Cookies, and I think Ninja Pewee plays it a lot as well. But
Yes.
Cookies is obviously the go-to name when you think about the hero,
Mm-hmm.
and it,
Well,
just
this game, if any game ever screams it, is Harkon's is this game with the again that combination too. So and you got these two heavy physical damage dealing heroes in Silhouette and Monkey King. So I'm just putting it out there.
yeah, it'd be a late game pickup for sure.
Of course. Yeah, I'm
But,
not saying first item by any means. That would be kind of
yeah,
silly, but
you'd have to be pretty damn late, but it still could be a good pickup at that point in the game for sure.
so. We will see. Of course, starting things off with a pause here in what is game number 2, of course. As you see on your screen, Afraid is up 1-0 over Absolute Legends currently. So we are in game number 2. Continuing on with the losers bracket. Again, the winner of this series will play the winner of that Q Squad OTP matchup. But the later matchup that we do have planned, I know a lot of people, and I keep bringing it up because I'm very excited myself once again to cast that Complexity Stay Green series. Always entertaining matchup. Obviously, they played against each other once again recently in the GSL event. Happened to be in the semifinals for that as well. And Stay Green obviously won that series 2-1. They eventually won it all over TDM in the next round, 2-0 them. So Stay Green, to say the least, has a good amount of momentum lately. But and the interview that we did after that series with Swinamelons especially, he did stress that they were working very hard, especially for that Thailand trip. They were working very hard, practicing a lot. After they won it, though, sure, Cycle 6 was right around the corner, but they were going to kind of calm things down a little bit. They weren't going to be like as hardcore. So no,
Yeah,
that's not
they
to
did
say
say that. I heard them say they were just looking forward to getting to watch other teams play.
Yeah.
That might have been in reference also to just the upcoming GSL event. It'll be nice to just be able to sit back for a tourney and not have to stress out about playing it, just get to sit back and play it from a purely spectator point of view. But yeah, no, for sure. I'm sure they. Well, I don't know.
I don't know if they've been. My point being, I don't know if they've been. I assume they've been practicing at least a little bit. So it's not like they've just been not playing HoN at all by any means, but not maybe as hardcore as they were doing for that event. But
yeah, well, remember he also said Chessie arrives on Tuesday.
On Tuesday, yes. So he's not there just
yet.
yet.
Into full gear at that point.
Yeah. So it's just, this should be the last weekend. Again, someone else did say he's absolute. The ticket's there. He's going on Tuesday. He'll be arriving. I think it's something like 8 p.m. that night. So. Yeah, that's going to be good. And I am looking forward to, he was also mentioning how, especially now that they're going to Thailand, and that's already taken care of, doing some fun videos, even like a walk around of their team house and everything would be kind of cool to see the setup that they got going. Anywho, this game obviously getting kicked off now, coming out of the pause here. Get an idea of how the lane's possibly going to be set up. Moon Queen right now going just solo bottom, being played by Jolim. Obviously, present 23 on Pharaoh. He too was heading towards that bottom lane, so going to be setting up in a suicide. Yeah, the lanes.
Yeah, and he can do decently down there, especially if he has an item of pulled regen, which I actually don't think he got hooked up with.
No, he didn't, no.
But he can do decently down there against a 1v1 straight with Moon Queen. Yeah, we talked about how the Legion lineup looked really strong. The only potential weakness we saw was the fact that they're probably going to be running that jungle keeper, given that they have the Plague Suicide, a Luna Deadwood mid, yeah, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, they are running the jungle keeper, which makes for more passive early game. So if they get some momentum going here, a hero like Tempest, the cool thing about it, and I talked about this yesterday, when I see a Monkey King in middle especially, I like to see one other jungle hero that can sort of provide gank assistance, because he can provide so much lockdown with double flicking him back, and just so much damage as well. It makes it very easy for a Tempest to gank. So in the middle lane, you actually see, in my opinion, AL with a pretty decent advantage.
So look to have Mookies be somewhat aggressive earlier on. In the middle lane, perhaps. Yeah,
I think that would be the X factor for this Hellborn team in the early game. Yeah.
Yeah. A Luna Deadwood, obviously, that does have potential. You said it sets up nicely again, especially at that level 6 mark too. But
right, they just don't have gank for him per se. So as long as AL knows their limits, they shouldn't get caught off guard. I would say.
Yeah.
Outside of maybe a rune, keeper's not going to come in for a gank. So.
Yeah. Speaking of pulled regen, the top lane to get pulled regen, Silhouette actually got pulled it. Gets a health potion for her, so. And what's already, a decent matchup for her, helping her even more, of course, against that Plague Rider. Once again, though, Plague Rider having that deny effect with the Extinguish. It's going to help him, no doubt, and keep the lane control a little bit. Didn't get the ward aside off, though, to block the camp, so if it does become too much of an issue, perhaps we'll take advantage of that. But you talked about this bottom lane. Pharaoh, you thinking Pharaoh should have an okay time, but still Moon Queen should, of course, have the better time here. when it comes
Yeah,
down to
no,
it.
for sure. I mean, obviously, one of Moon Queen's weaknesses in laning is her range sometimes against some of the other matchups she has. But yeah, Pharaoh, yeah, he's not going to get like absolutely destroyed. He shouldn't anyway. But yeah, Moon Queen should definitely have a better time.
You do
And
see
actually,
that.
he is misstepping quite a bit and taking a little bit of extra harass that he doesn't need to be taking right now.
I mean, Jolim's doing a great job though, focus firing on Pharaoh.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah, for sure.
He's even prioritizing harassing him than even some creep kills. So, really just boxing him out of the lane by himself, doing a good job in that. Play Gutter again, using that deny, being played by Peony here, it looks like, and going to get the lane pushed back in his favor. So, Greek Pride coming out right there. Regan the Teacher, though, picked up by Silhouette off on the side shop. King Plato has the early farm, of course, for him. What's up?
No, I was just watching the bottom lane. I was watching the Pharaoh with the towers. Some CS that were missed that they were under contest because Moon Queen was denying the tower, etc., etc. It was just really close for a few of them. So.
Well, Pharaoh is actually winning in creep score so far, 7-2 compared to 6-2. So does he? Yeah, he's a level 1 at V. Just kind of curious about that too. Which one what would you like to see him prioritize levels on that Tormented Soul or?
Tormented Soul.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially to get some CS here against this Moon Queen lane for sure. And provide assistance if he's getting crushed. I think Tormented Soul is usually the safer option.
Yeah.
Obviously the Hellfire route capable of putting out a lot more damage with the full extent of it. But yeah, Tormented Soul just a little bit too good to pass up in this situation.
Yeah, it's a great all-around ability, of course. But yeah, Moon Queen definitely have a good farm herself, and so we'll keep an eye on that. Middle lane, we have Monkey King getting jumped on. Luna's going balls to the wall, but no, Monkey King will fall, but so did Aluna. Aluna fell first. That is the important thing to note right there. So at least Cookie's taking experience for that. I caught that kind of midway through, though, so I'm not exactly sure how that started off. As at the bottom lane, Moon Queen and Pharaoh going at it, actually. Hellfire applied. But actually, both will stay alive in the end. But how about that middle exchange? Again, Bloodless Kill did go in favor of Sender there on Glacius, or not, Meisty on Glacius. But Cookies did fall at the same time.
Well, yeah. More importantly, though, you see the Deadwood coming out ahead. He's the one who picked up the kill. He survived in the end. Oh,
we're trying to kill him right here, but Aluna comes in, going to turn this around again. No, Rotten Grasp will not land. A good job using that elusive dash to make sure to stay out of it. But now that the level 3s and 4s are hitting, I mean, the aggression no doubt picking up here in the middle lane.
Yeah, the problem is lane control has been kept pretty far back. I still want to see the Tempest try to get active and try to gank this middle lane. I think they have a lot of lockdown between the Glacius, between the Monkey King. Pretty easy for him just to walk up, get earlier boots, instead of rushing for the ring in a game like this, and just gank the mid lane. Provide that early on advantage so Monkey King can get a snowball on.
Yeah. Well, right now, again, kind of just going back and forth. As far as creep score is concerned, Deadwood definitely having the better time. I mean, 22 and 4. Ooh, bottom lane. Pharaoh taking out Moon Queen there. No Wrath of the Pharaoh even needed. He is leveling up Hellfire, by the way.
Yeah, he did go for it, and I guess Moon Queen got a little bit over aggressive was her downside there, and
yep. That's a no-no.
Yeah, I mean, we saw she was out CSing. That was just simply a misplay coming out from Moon Queen, because probably just maybe didn't expect the Hellfire build, and I was saying I prefer Tormented Soul. I still do believe that, but he put it to very good use, and we did talk about how it has, higher damage output, and there we go.
And he's level 6 now on top of that. He's going to take a Moonbeam right there, level 3 Moonbeam, but will be fine. Yeah, again, that's a big deal right there. The fact that Moon Queen's farm slowed down a lot, and if anything, Pharaoh is now hit level 6, as I put it, so get him a TP here in the near future. Perhaps he'll just go back to base, set up a gang somewhere, maybe even in this middle lane. Speaking of the middle lane, double damage on a Monkey King. They are going to go into Deadwood once again. Look at Deadwood just fall to pieces. Aluna obviously not there. She was actually back at base. As she was, did she actually die? No, she was just regening, I'm guessing. And in the end, Deadwood gets caught out, so good job by AO right there, taking advantage of that. And on top of that double damage rune, of course, that just
double damage on Monkey King, not much is more terrifying than that, simply because he gets that bonus applied to his elusive dash as well for each hit.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, again, Deadwood just fell, but again, especially without the Luna support, not much he was going to be able to do right there. So he will come back into the lane. Not going to attempt a Rotten Grasp, though. Again, the once Deadwood hits level 6, that's the mark of where if you're this Monkey King Glacius lane, you do worry a little bit more, as you don't want to be taking that Falcon Punch to the face. So I've got to keep that in mind. Side lane bottle, by the way, in Pharaoh. So he's using that kill farm that he got especially to invest into a bottle early on. What do you make of that?
He just wanted to keep the momentum up, have some regen. I mean, he had it for a bit now. I think he wasn't expecting to necessarily dominate the lane when he got it. He was getting there just for a little bit of durability, and it ended up panning out. I think it's fine. What?
Oh, I happened to be watching that the whole time. Okay, so basically this is what happened. Aluna and Glacius were at the bottom rune right here. It was a regen rune that Glacius was just barely on top of. He got stunned first. He picked it up. He bottled it up anyways. A power throw went through though to try to maybe kill him. It didn't kill him. It did aggro the Newt or the Ancients though. And so as he was running up this ancient hill right here, he used the regen, not knowing that they were there, and they just attacked
actually
him
going on
instead
Moon
of-
Queen bottom, caught him an excellent mummy wall. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So, hey, there's the Hellfire. We were saying he could do decently. I didn't expect to do this decently with 2 kills on him. He was getting, largely out CS, but just finding those angles to catch Moon Queen off guard, and, she was low on mana, couldn't activate her Moon Finale, and that, bam.
Yeah, so that's definitely the more important thing there. I was kind of rambling on, so good job taking that over. But yeah, anyways, that was funny. But yeah, Moon Queen now 0-2-0. Jolim's farm again. The creep farm is solid, especially with those 2 deaths. But the 2 deaths really slowing her down. Yeah, you put it. I mean, Pharaoh, the fact that he is farming 255 gold per minute right now. He's level 8. He's going to mummy wall right there. Moon Finale is going to be activated and actually will kill him in the end. So President 23 hanging in there just a little bit too long. And Moon Queen at least gets a little bit of revenge right there, with it said. So that's the last thing you want if you're Pharaoh at the same time is, to have this momentum going and to, hang in there a little bit too long like he did. So good job, though, coming out from Jolim. Now, Monkey King going in right here. There is support coming over from Keeper the Force. Going to get here in time. Here comes Tempest. The Tempest all the way locking it down. There is no rid off to the side, though. Devil is still better. The Falcon punch on the Tempest. Devil will fall, however. Trying to finish off Tempest. No, he'll barely survive. And now Monkey King, he's in a little bit of trouble. He does have the Heavenly Vault coming up right here. Not even going to be necessary. Meanwhile, Glacial downpour to finish off Aluna. Well played by Meisty right there. Monkey King running in still. Maybe trying to find Keeper. I don't think it's going to happen, though. But clearly working out much better right there for Absolute Legends, as they get the 2-0 hero kill exchange.
And we saw Monkey King's inherent high armor doing work there as well. It didn't seem like he took as much damage from the Deadwood punch as some heroes might. So,
Well, actually, it was on Tempest, I believe.
was it? I totally missed that. What? Why do you? Wait.
Yeah, I think that
what?
was a misclick of anything too, because yeah, Tempest was nearly full life when he used it on him. So I was wondering about that.
Oh, well, and the Elemental Void being
already used, yeah. I'm pretty
Wait,
sure
what?
he's used it on Tempest.
Okay,
though, so.
that's a different story then.
Yeah. If he did use it on Monkey King, the Monkey King probably would have died. Yeah.
Yeah.
So unfortunate there. Again, I don't know if that was kind of just a heat in the moment. Maybe it was a misclick, or thought it would have been for the better. But
Deadwood's got to be careful,
didn't
man.
work out.
Glacius does have the invis.
Yep, there we go. There's the freeze. The Wand Gym Slam is down. And look at that Cookies combo. He knows how to do it perfectly. But a great Rotten Grass from again coming out. In comes Plague Rider. The Plague Ooze going to start bouncing. Will it bounce back into Monkey King? No, it will not. He will stay alive. Good freeze coming out from Meisty as well. Meanwhile, at the bottom lane, Pharaoh is going to be comboed from Jolim and Sender here down here. So, again, both sides making some good plays right there as Frey does pick up a kill, though, at the bottom lane, and we're having a pretty intense game, though, here early on.
Yeah, I would like to see Pharaoh maybe start moving around now that Moon Queen's back in her momentum. Down on bottom, Ultimate's almost back up again. He had great success against the Moon Queen. I think controlled her farm quite a bit, but now taking the couple deaths is letting her bounce back into the game.
Oh, Plague Rider. Oh, nice Death Lotus snipe by King Plato right there. Barely hits Panny as he was almost in the getaway point. So, good job by Silhouette. But yeah, speaking of Silhouette, by the way, haven't really talked too much about here since the very early portions of the game. Her farm now after that kill, especially 315 gold per minute. And they're going to aggressively push this tower. Don't know if it's going to be a tower kill. Keep the forces here. He does have that root coming up. This could be big here for Frey. The ports are coming in. There's that root. Will it be enough in time? Monkey King joining the party. Here comes Dead with a Rotten Grass is placed down. The power throw to snipe out Tempest right there. And actually, that will be that. And the tower is still not in deny range, so it'll stay alive for now. But a good response coming out from Afraid once again. Keeper the Force. That's what he does best.
Good, but I think that was actually favorable.
Oh, Keeper did die, though,
deceptive
too,
play
yeah.
by Cookies coming in there, winding up killing the Keeper. Keeper uses ultimate. They had 2 TPs come in, and still was a 1-for-1 exchange on basically the equal worth hero for each side.
Yeah. I totally missed that Gossek actually died there on Keeper.
Yeah.
So it does make a
that was old
difference.
Monkey King coming in, finished off by the Death Lotus in the end by Silhouette.
Oh
So,
my
yeah,
god, look at
definitely
Moon
coming
Queen at
out
the
ahead
bottom
for
lane. Moon
AL.
Queen is so low right here. Moon Finale, though, going to be used. Present 23.
See, why do you keep going back down there? It's like...
He tried to be sneaky. He didn't really get the kill, but this ward of sight spotted him, and that allowed Moon Queen to easily finish him off. Deadwood in the meantime at the top lane. Deadwood's in a lot of trouble. He will fall as he gets comboed on the aggressive lane ward coming out from AL right there, and they also get the tower kill.
Yeah, I just don't know. Like, okay, Dead up top, Keeper was down. Why is he lingering? Plague Ulti's down. Why is he lingering? Moon Queen was down. Engaged on bottom and low. Like, what is he gonna do with himself and a Luna against 3? So, not really sure why he was sticking around there. And then also bottom lane, yeah, we talked about it, but Pharaoh, it's like he did a great job. He already slowed down Moon Queen's momentum. That bottom lane, if they want, he doesn't have information down there. He doesn't have wards scouting it out. He doesn't have wards, scouting out TPs, anything like that. So he's basically operating blind, and Moon Queen has that, very short cooldown, very long range initiation in the Moonbeam, just the safer lane to work with in general. So I don't know why he keeps running back down here. We talked about, like, even after the first 2 kills, before he took his first death, I thought he should just went and healed and then maybe ganked another lane. He already slowed down Moon Queen. That was already a great job.
Yep, it's definitely, getting overzealous is really what it comes down to. I think it'd be one thing too if he was actually getting assistance on these ganks, and but it's him trying to be manly and go 1 versus 1, which you can appreciate. But at the same time, it doesn't seem to make too much sense as he actually misses a regen ring right there. It's picked up by Keeper of the Force just before him. He tried to bottle it up.
Trying to drink through his charges though, so it's fine.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah,
but it's definitely
he is sort of manning up there, and it's just he's not really slowing down Moon Queen's farm either at this point. It's not like he's going down there and Moon Queen's getting kills, but she's missing a lot of CS right now. She's just sort of back to farming and getting kills. So
yeah, if anything, it's almost helping her because she is getting the hero kills. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, definitely is.
Silhouette though, she does remain on top of this game right now. She has 400 gold per minute here for King Plato. So it is starting to pretty much shine here. Another 1,300 gold saved up. Has the steam to sustain her, of course. So guess what? Typical Millstone in the works. Monkey King going the early Amulet of the Exile here. Or why do I keep saying that? Grave Locket here. On top of his Ghost Marchers. So getting that good old mana early on, as well as that just, of course, being a powerful item to have for other reasons in that Grave Locket. So again, hasn't been pretty aggressive in the middle lane. Hasn't moved around too much. So he's 0-1-6 actually. Kind of a funky hero kill score right there, but nonetheless.
Yeah, definitely laying down the herp. Just 13%. I mean, he's obviously doing a lot of work, but just not getting the hero kills in the end.
Yeah. Got the 6 assists though, and actually might be trying to set up something right here. So walking on his Nimbus, trying to find a Luna. But yeah, the Nature's Veil coming out. Keeper of the Force is nearby too. And now Pharaoh and Monkey King, they're the ones that are in a little bit of trouble. There's a stun on the Pharaoh. Monkey King thinking about going back in, but Pharaoh's just so lost right here. He will eventually die. And Monkey King just has to run away. So good collapse right there coming out from Afraid. Catching Pharaoh in the jungle.
Yeah, that was all because of the information they had from Sender's Ward down there. And they thought they could move into the enemy jungle. I don't know, I feel like that was...
What?
I feel like AL is playing excellently, but they're just leaving so many potential holes in their game while they're at it, Like, they won their lanes, they did phenomenally, applying pressure, taking that lead to begin with, and then they're sort of
maybe kind of stopped.
Yeah, well,
kind of stopped.
Now he's going too far sometimes.
Oh, Moon Finale going to be used right here. The Keeper of the Force root on top of the Monkey King being locked down. He'll barely get away to the one Gym Slam used. He will survive. Glacius falls in the meantime. Pharaoh now in a little bit of trouble. Wrath of the Pharaoh in though on a Moon Queen. Trying to disorient him a little bit. The tower is still up. Right now, Glacius is the only one to die. But the tower will fall in favor of Afraid. Tempest nearby, doesn't have a portal key by any means, but he's looking like he wants to go in right here. He does have an ultimate. There's a Silhouette Tree Grapple stun. Plague Rider will fall, so at least they get a pick off in the end. Rotten Grass missing, and that's how the fight will come to a conclusion right there. So, at least a solid kill at the end there for AL, but they do lose the tower. Gonna try to counter push, however. Like I said, though, Silhouette, that's definitely what AL still has going for them, is they do have a free farming Silhouette. And does continue to increase. Moon Queen, again, her farm is starting to bump up too, but it's nothing too scary, at least just yet. This middle tower should fall for AL as well and make this whole situation that much better. As you see right there. Bottom tower, though, is being pushed up by Moon Queen. No supports coming in, but actually the flank from Monkey King right here. Is there a Moon Finale? No, there's not. He's going to jump. The Wand Gym Slam is down, and Moon King will avoid it right there. Tormented Soul connects, though. He does push him back with a Heavenly Vault. In comes Keeper of the Force. Doesn't have a root. Will have Nature's Veil, however, so unless they have Invis, they're not going to be able to do so. In comes a Luna. There come the Tree Dogs. That Kawaii Shell downpour is going to be stopped by the Moonbeam, however. Deadwood joining the party. The Rotten Grass coming out. Down goes Glacius. Monkey King being chased down. The log thrown on top of him, and he will fall on top of it. Ends up being a double tap for Moon Queen. Actually, this ain't over just yet. Pharaoh's now here. He has Mummy Wall in 2 seconds. Oh, a big Plague coming out with a lot of creeps. Down goes Pharaoh. Tempest on the run. Buisi behind. Silhouette's now here. This is just never ending from AL. They keep going in, and it's not working. King Plato now in trouble. He's going to split up. Is it going to be enough for the getaway? No, it's not. The Falcon Punch coming out, and down goes Silhouette. Just talk about momentum, man.
That all spawned off of the Moon Queen not having no anti-invis for her though. Keep her getting that the veil off. She ducked into the woods, managed to cancel the glacial downpour. It's all spawning off of Moon Queen sort of darting away there, and a little bit of over-aggression coming out. We talked about they had the huge advantage. Up until then, they were still in the lead. In spite of everything we were talking about, Al was still actually in control of the game, and just overstepping their boundaries. Like, they're going for these ganks without having, necessarily the damage to seal the deal quick enough. And all we see here is just some nice response coming out from Frayed, and all of a sudden, AL gets put into a hole.
And the scariest thing is that Moon Queen is actually now overtaken as the top farm of the game. Silhouette slowing down, of course, as a result of her death. And obviously Moon Queen picking it up because of the couple of kills she had there. So just like that, she has a Whispering Helm and is on her way to what looks like to be a Firebrand. Portal Key just picked up on Keeper of the Forest. Now, there is a Portal Key also on Tempest, so at least AL does have that threat for them. So Mookie's going a very aggressive build in that sense with the Ring of Sorcery Portal Key here. Astrolabe on Plague Rider. And does Deadwood have a Portal Key himself, actually? I kind of feel like, yes, he does. I was going to say, I feel like he should have it. And he actually does pick it up as soon as he gets back to base. So, yeah, looking a little bit better all around now for Afraid, for sure. Especially now with that Portal Key on Deadwood, who is level 11, too. And is now pointing to the top lane. Uh-oh, Silhouette might be in some trouble right here. Unless she starts heading back now. She ain't doing it. She's dead. She's dead. There's the... Oh, he misses, actually. Okay, there's a line. The tree grapple, though, will be able to get away. What? Not sure.
Maybe he was just wondering if it was an illusion or not and didn't commit, but...
You got it, though.
I mean, at that point, you might as well just commit if you think it might be. I don't know, it's...
Yeah, it's easy for us to say, I guess, but you're right.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, yeah, it's in that case...
and you know how far Silhouette was pushed up there. I mean, yeah, that being said, it is easy. He did want to hit it once and hopefully get it off. Did just get barely kited, and... Yeah, you're right, it's...
Good reaction by King Plate on that, nonetheless. So he does stay alive, despite that looking very scary for him. But is this any real Deadwoods? No, those are just illusions. Running into the base right here. They'll realize that pretty quickly as the stun comes out, and nothing much happening. Keeper of the Force is right here, though. He does have a route ready to go, but he doesn't have necessarily any team support, so probably not going to open up here. And it will
Nullstone is finished now as well on King Plato.
Yes, Nullstone, a very big pickup for him, of course. Where's Monkey King going is my question. His farm, only 281 gold per minute. Again, hasn't been to...
Well, I feel like he's had these items for a while now.
Yeah, he has. That's what I'm saying. Kind of wonder. Oh, he's going to be rooted right here, by the way. And jumps off Falcon Punch, Deadwood. And the red power throw from Sender also coming out. Great coordination from Afraid right there. And just...
basically Deadwood could have done that alone with the Illuna there. And the Rotten Grass didn't even get time to hit. That's how fast Monkey King dropped.
Yeah. Yep.
That's not going to get better.
Nope. That's what I go back to, though. I mean, again, sure, the last game we saw the Monkey King by Cookies, he didn't have the best of start, and sure, his finish was strong, and maybe we could possibly see a similar situation here, but she's not. I mean, he does have 7 assists, so not to say he's not being active by any means, but again, we're so used to just seeing it take over and dominate, honestly. We see people blind ban this hero against him for the longest time, so...
yeah, I mean, well, we did see AL in a very, very comfortable lead, and they were in a comfortable lead even despite Moon Queen getting that couple kills onto Pharaoh, a little bit of overextension. They were still in a healthy advantage, and it was that bottom fight was the major turning point afterwards, where they just, I think all 5 of them ended up dying there, and they didn't really get much in return.
Yeah, no doubt the whole Moon Queen situation where you said it, where the Nature's Vow came out and they were able to turn it around from that. So, and again, not to pick on players by any means, but also Pharaoh, his situation where he got the early start against Moon Queen, but instead of setting up ganks elsewhere, which you love to see Pharaohs do, continue to go to the bottom lane and try to keep that 1-versus-1 matchup going, and clearly it started to work out to the benefit of Moon Queen from there on out. So
right, obviously Moon Queen's like, okay, I died twice here, I gotta fix something, maybe I'll have my team come gank. Like, you're gonna change something up at that point. And that's why I think it's good to throw a curveball and think one step ahead. As that offlaner, be like, okay, now I'm gonna come back here, I'm actually gonna TP top, catch a quick gank off here, push the tower down. While Moon Queen's like paranoid and safe farming, by her tower. And then she's not gonna get a counter push going, we'll take out a quick tower. And
that's not a big deal. I mean, that's just Deadwood finding Glacius. Sender actually gets credit for the kill with the power throw, but it wasn't even necessary.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, look at Moon Queen now. 420 gold per minute. Obviously, the Firebrand, the Whispering Helm, 19 more 100 gold saved up. Silhouette does have 1,200 gold saved up. She does have around 400 gold per minute herself. Keeper the Force is up here, by the way. As looks like he blinked away as there is a Revelation down, but of course, able to get away in time. So good for him. Monkey King still sitting on those same items, man. You'd like to see at least something like maybe like a Soul's Bulwark on him here. In this case,
yeah.
But...
the other thing is, when Monkey King gets immobilized, he can't really do too much with his skill set.
Yep.
He gets locked down, he can't do the Heavenly Vaults, he can't do the dashes, it's just...
yeah, kind of just becomes a dirt. Okay,
right,
there's a Soul's Bulwark.
Oh, sorry, go on.
Well, there's a Soul's Bulwark. So he did have... Okay, he had the Ring Mail just not on him.
Yeah.
So he does finish it. Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
at least.
that makes a lot more sense. I actually didn't see that. That was a little... Because he had 260 GPM, it wasn't awful, and I was a little bit curious. I was going to say, though, also... Deadwood, all of his spells, like say he gets initiated on, he's in melee range, so he can still punch and land his grasp. And there he did, you know, a lot of his net worth right there, already done and over in like half of a second. Meanwhile, Monkey King needs more time. He needs to be able to, you know, sort of position himself, get his auto attacks in, land his combo off, get some dashes off, get the follow-up hits, can be locked down pretty easily. So he is a very powerful hero, but it is a little bit harder, obviously, to use him and get his full worth out in a fight.
Yeah. Yep, we definitely seen that in this game, and you did bring that up at the beginning. So, Silhouette able to pick up some of the Tree Dogs right there from Keeper and finish off a Gotar, so good for him. Level 15, by the way, is Silhouette now. But Moon Queen level 16, so Moon Queen doing better in both the farm and the experience at this point. Monkey King cleaning up the Ancients, getting some assistance from Tempest and Glacius, but actually Glacius has an Astrolabe, by the way. So able to get an Astrolabe on him, that's pretty damn effective. If you're able to do that, so Meister, good for him.
Yes, he's been having a great game so far.
He had a great
obviously,
start,
in the middle lane, they did thrash for a while. They came back, they got a couple kills in a row onto that Deadwood. You know, there was that mid fight too, where he got the glacial downpour at the end, picked up another. So yeah, I mean, he's been doing good.
Pharaoh, he's pulling up a good bit of gold here, 2,300 gold now. So I kind of wonder what route he may go. We see that barbed armor a lot lately on Pharaoh, so wouldn't be surprised to see that, especially against somebody like a Moon Queen here, and from Hand to Hell, a Deadwood for that matter. So. But this also keeps going back to the fact now, remember, especially from the beginning with the lineup here, that not only the double tree strap, but the Plague Rider Keeper. And you do got, of course, Nature's Veil is level 4, Plague Rider Armor is level 4 as well. They didn't max that out. So potentially they could have 20 armor on everybody, plus 20 armor on everybody, between those two abilities. It's just ridiculous to think. But look at Moon Queen, 41.3 armor right now with the geometers being. That's tough.
Yeah, that is absolutely absurd this early on. And oh man,
it is absurd. Holy crap,
that is absolutely absurd.
41.3 armor she had, and I'm like looking around at other heroes on the Hellborn team. It's like 6.8 on Glacius,
yeah,
13.6,
3.8 when he's not near the ring of the teacher.
Yeah,
overall pretty squishy. Monkey King pretty healthy right now though.
Okay, barbed armor is on Pharaoh.
Yeah, Pharaoh pretty much actually as you said it, he picked it up.
Okay.
Yeah, didn't have to go for the helm first because he does have the Steam Boots for strength. Just wants to get that return damage on either, you know, the Plague Rider bounces, the Moon Queen bounces, heroes like that.
Yeah. Yeah, God, he had 41 armor though at that point. That is just absurd. I mean, he's 21.3 right now, and he's still reducing 56%. So. Yeah, I mean,
Monkey King, Penny, he actually opted to only get 2 points into Extinguish, max out the Curse Shield right on afterwards. So. Yeah, pretty absurd.
Prioritizing that for good reason. So Silhouette and Monkey King, their damage output may not be as the most effective as you're looking for. Tempest is going to get caught out here. He will be fine at the end, it looks like. Although Deadwood's running over. At least I heard him. Okay, there he is. Tempest, though, able to portal key back to base, and he'll be fine for now. So nothing, not too much action going on. Just actually Monkey King, as I say that, might be in a little bit of trouble himself. He's going to run right past toward a site. But the Legion team, all 5 of them down here. And Moon Queen just going to lead the way, pushing the tower. If anything, maybe try to get a bait initiation on her, but it's going to be a free tower kill. Absolute Legends not interested in defending it. Silhouette trying to kind of push the top lane in the meantime. She might be able to get it, actually. There goes the vulnerability, though. Ports are coming in. Is Silhouette going to go for the finish? Yes, she is. But what comes? Oh, the Nullstone working for her right there. The portal key use, and she will get out, but the tower was denied, so... That nearly worked out beautifully for King Plato. It almost cost him his life, though, for a denied tower at the same time, so very close.
Yeah, he is scaling just fine, though. Moon Queen is sort of taken off and does have that advantage over him. And obviously, the double armor will make it even hard. I mean, Silhouette, he does have his mobility now, and her skill set alone allows her to do a fair amount of damage. But when you're looking at 41 armor, now Bulwark being picked up by Deadwood as well, it's going to be really hard to pierce through, the thick skin of this Legion team.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just feel like they have so much more burst, front load damage, guaranteed damage. Moon Queen just, once again, even if she gets stunned, as long as she gets her ulti off, like right at the start, the damage is coming out. It's like guaranteed. It's going to be out there, And I just feel like they have so much safe damage coming out. The plague bounces, all that. It's going to be really tough to deal with.
Yeah. You see Silhouette right here using that portal key to kind of go into the lane. She does have her illusion up, so she will be protected in terms of porting to it if necessary. Cooper the Force is still up here. He's just kind of scouting these guys out, if anything. Not really doing too much, of course, but giving his team some vision on where the Hellborn side is at for the time being. I feel like Tempest has been on the same items for a while himself. He's been on this Steam Booth, Portal Key, Ring of Sorcery now for a little bit. His farm 270 go from minute. He's down here and wants to set something of a Plague Rider, who is by himself actually. But with just Tempest, I don't see that happening. However, Pharaoh is coming over. Panty, you might be in trouble. There we go. There's the Wrath of the Pharaoh. And actually, Panty should fall right here. Talbot forward, though. Oh my god, he may actually get away. No, ins there's the Portal Key. He thought about using the Plague Goo, but best to save it right there. Now in the middle lane, there was a pickup on a Monkey King at the same time, so. And here we go now with the middle push.
Yeah, and actually Cookie's farming decently well again. We actually see he's already nearing his Shrunken Head. He does definitely need that pickup, or else he's never
wow.
anything
Moon
done
Finale going to be
life,
activated right here. The Barb Darmer's up, though.
Out.
Yeah, buyback coming out, and Jolim's getting locked down, actually. Jolim will fall. Silhouette up here in the front lines. Oh, Afraid just got simply split up right there. A little bit too aggressive play coming out from Moon Queen, and now Monkey King is chasing. That might be the only kill in the end, but still pretty satisfactory if that is the case, as they are still pursuing this Deadwood and a Luna. You do got down here Cooper the Force. He's on the run. Monkey King may find him, but probably not. So, good counter kill, though, at least after the buyback. Buyback wasn't even necessary for that, to be honest. As they just
no. He almost did catch the Deadwood at least, but Deadwood did juke into the woods with his clear cutting. Didn't really pursue, turned around, wasn't able to get anybody, and then walked away. And by the time he walked back, Deadwood had his PK up and just walked right on out. So.
Yeah. Good catch there. And the Barbed Armor, again, it definitely did a little bit of work there against Moon Queen as well.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Finale up, so.
Very important pick-off in general. Look at the tempo. I mean, they're actually all... The farm isn't... They are all getting it. They are all... I don't know. Their team isn't looking that bad, actually, even if we were...
Oh, this is interesting. Actually,
bottom lane.
The Pharaoh, yeah. Plague Goo's going to come out, though. Keeper the Force running in, however, should be able to finish him off. And yes, down he goes. So yeah, Pharaoh just getting cut out here, staying in there way too long, honestly.
Yeah, the courier picked off as well. I didn't notice any items on it. I don't think at that point. I think it was just returning back, but once he destroyed it.
Whoa, Silhouette going very ballsy here. Okay, that's why. She has poured out with the illusion, but
yeah, didn't even have any mana for his Lotus there, or else maybe he could have picked one off.
3,100 gold pulled up now on Silhouette.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see how they're holding in this game right now. I felt like the snowball was beginning to happen for the Legion team. Monkey King now getting dangerously close to his Shrunken Head. Tempest, interesting. Unless he's going for a sheep stick, looks like it could be that Nullstone route maybe this game.
Huh.
And that's just maybe because the Plague Rider just takes away one extra source of canceling it, so...
Yeah, obviously Deadwood not as impactful against because he could just throw the log to cancel prior, but...
yeah, but if he catches Deadwood in it, sure. And then everyone else's interrupt is, outside of the Keeper, obviously, who he's going to play the waiting game with anyway and try to get his ulti off afterwards. Everyone else's interrupt is all single target based.
Yeah. Yeah, very true. And actually, I do kind of like that more so because, especially with the Shrunken Head, there's still a Plague Goo and a Keeper the Forest route, obviously, with the Restoration Stone in the works, too. So, yeah. I can definitely see where he's going with that. The Nullstone.
Sure.
Not a bad item pick up by any means. You talked about the Shrunken Head possibility on Monkey King, and that is finally coming up for him now.
We see the Barbed Armor counter as well coming out for Moon Queen. She does have her Symbol of Rage finished, and we actually saw last time. Who was that? Actually, I think it was that game Slicks was Arachna. He was up against the Barbed Armor, and they were struggling in every single fight. And then he Symbol of Rage, and all of a sudden, it was a breeze.
Yep. Yeah, I do remember that. I mean, talking early Symbol, though, man. Very early Symbol. We usually see this later on, at least one more item.
Yeah, you usually see the Shrunken Head and stuff coming out first, but...
Keeper the Force gets picked off, by the way.
Peculiar, actually.
Gossig has he's been aggressive up here. He constantly has been in the Hellborn jungle by himself, and it seems like maybe that caught up to him right there. So he just gets picked off.
Yeah, and honestly, Absolute Legends doing an excellent job of farming a lot of the map. A lot of that's due to the Silhouette, who can farm basically so safely. Oh, she's gonna be fine.
Yeah,
yeah. But she can farm so safely and farm really deep, and they seem to just be more aggressive about taking over resources. And as such, you can see it in their experience in gold. I mean, they're not falling behind despite what seemed to be a very rough early game. Kills are actually surprisingly equal too. I just haven't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, it's ALs. They've been playing a good game themselves, as far as not forcing any issues and not panicking too much. With wow, the early game was starting to look for afraid, and that pick on a Moon Queen that they had when they were attempting to push the middle lane, clearly that was a big deal for Absolute Legends, and since then it has kind of been a little bit more of a quiet game. So, and the supporting cast also for afraid is what's standing out to me. I mean, sure, Moon Queen's way up there at 488 gold per minute now, but it drops off a lot. Deadwood's is nearing 300 gold per minute, but it definitely is a drop, especially compared to the Hellborn side. So, that's the other thing to kind of look at there. As Shrunken Head is finished, by the way, on Silhouette, so I was kind of curious where she was going to go there.
Yeah, Monkey King also getting his Shrunken Head here.
Yep.
A lot of their damage output, I mean, Keeper, well, even the Keeper route, too, even if they use it afterwards, that's magic. You got the Plague Bounces, you got the Moon Queen ulti.
Again, Gossig getting caught. Oh, but King Plato does get picked up on the bottom lane, too. Ouch.
Yeah.
That's actually a much bigger deal there.
It is, but neither team is going to fight right now, either way.
Gossip, I mean, again, he's continuing to go into the jungle and just farm as if he can freely do it, but he's starting to get caught out now, and you got to wonder when he's going to realize that, okay, this isn't going to work out anymore. That's not 2 deaths in the last couple of minutes here. But yeah, pick up on the Silhouette, clearly huge here for the Legion team. I don't believe he even used the Shrunken, I know he didn't, so he still has the full charges on that at least.
Of course, yeah, a farm Monkey King, obviously, with a ton of carry potential as well. Did I just see a...
Yeah. Warp Cleft.
For Moon Queen?
Moon Queen, yeah. That's interesting. I wonder if that's... Well, because there is a Soul's Bulwark already on Deadwood.
She's going the Charged Hammer, I guess?
Is that what we're going to see here? I mean, it doesn't build anything else,
Yes,
does it?
I mean, I've been talking about a fan of the item, but I don't know if I would say I'm a fan of the item on Moon Queen. It doesn't help you siege a base any better. It'll be a lot more AoE magic, I guess, but I don't know if that's necessarily what he wants against a barbed armor in the first place.
Yeah.
I don't know, he obviously hits hard right now. He obviously does a lot of damage. He'll still be doing a lot of damage. Still a great DPS item, but I just don't feel like it's...
I could see him just finishing a demonic, but no, I mean, still,
he's got the
Bulwark
already, though, unless they're planning on...
That wouldn't do anything then. Just
I mean, look at it this way. There's only 2 items that I'm going to, Charged Hammer or Demonic, and he... I mean, it seems pretty obvious what he's going.
Yeah, it does. So that's going to be curious to see if that does follow up for Moon Queen, and interested to see how that ultimately does work out for Jolem there. Granted, that is an item we rarely see. We've seen the Master of Arms a couple of times lately, but it has been a while since any other hero. Cupid the Four's going to chase down Glacius right here. Moon Queen going to use her illusions, actually, to do a little bit of blocking. They'll quickly be taken out, though. The Legion team, all 5 are up here. They were definitely trying to make a catch happen, unable to do so, however. And now while they're up here distracted, Pharaoh's pushing the bottom lane, and Monkey King is pushing the middle lane in the meantime. So they're going to definitely force the Legion team to make some sort of reaction here, as Monkey King going to clear up the creep wave, and he may very likely get this, although needs to be careful. Deadwood jumping in, the Falcon Punch, all the mass TPs coming in. He's going to stagger away, though. In comes the Wanjin Slam. The Heavenly Fall going to go for the port out with the Shrunken Head, but no, the root coming out. The Plague Goo on top, and they will kill Monkey King. Talk about using everything to kill one hero, but...
Yeah, I actually think it was a good thing he used his Shrunken Head there and attempted to DP out, though, because it did force those ultis to come out. If Monkey King got picked and they had those ultis up, obviously that would have been a lot more devastating, so...
At least that's the positive, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just still sort of perplexed. I mean, Moon Queen, you can look at her, she's doing a ton of damage. I mean, she's still going to be okay, just...
Oh, Pharaoh's getting caught out down here. He was sticking around in the jungle, and it's kind of decisions like this, honestly. It's like, your Monkey King just got mass ganked in the middle lane, and you're still farming down at the bottom, farming in the jungle.
With no vision, no information.
Yeah.
They're missing, you have no info.
That was just silly.
That's the thing with him going back to the lane, too. He seems like he's operating on... They don't have enough information to be playing aggressive in some areas. There's a bunch of heroes missing off the map. You know, and reading the enemy's mind, it's like, okay, we're going for a pickoff, or Moon Queen's getting hammered, let's go help her out, or, you know, et cetera, et cetera. And it just seems like he's not playing it safe. And we go entire games without seeing these pickoffs or these mistakes happen at all sometimes. So to see it so frequent is definitely a blunder.
Yeah. Sacrificial Stone picked up a Monkey King, by the way. Interesting there. Finishing, you know, it did have the Grave Locket, of course, already, so just figured he would upgrade it.
Yeah, just wants the extra armor against
minor
the
armor
Deadwood.
buff. Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
bad at all. That's a very. I think it's only like 400 gold for the recipe, so definitely not the biggest deal in the world.
Okay, he's going demonic. Actually, they're just
Is he? Okay. They're gonna tell
Deadwood just got it for the earlier boost, and that I do like that better at least because let's say I am a fan of charges, not for the Moon Queen, and especially not this game. So yeah, he is going demonic still. Once again, stacking armor against Monkey and Silhouette, I guess.
And this can kind of free up Deadwood too to maybe now just go like a Shrunken Head next.
Yeah.
Stand longer in those team fights. So.
Okay.
Even more support item, but we'll see. Silhouette chasing out a Luna right here. I don't think she's going to get a kill. I mean, just look at that armor, man. Luna had 18.2 armor with that Nature's Veil, so.
Well, we talked about this being a Harkins game, and we don't see magic resistance on Moon Queen. We don't see a Shrunken Head on Moon Queen, and we see about... I wonder what her armor's... She had 41 earlier on, man. She's higher level now.
Now with the demonic, yeah.
She has that Symbol of Rage. She's got now what will be a demonic breastplate.
It's okay. It does seem, dude. You gotta go Harkons. You got to. It just makes so much sense. We are gonna see initiation on a Moon Queen, by the way. She doesn't have a token of life, but she's being bursted down. Support is nearby and Plague Rider. The barbed armor's up though. Moon Queen gonna get cut off by Monkey King. Can Monkey King help finish her off? The Symbol of Rage gonna be activated. Are we gonna see maybe a Tempest Ultimate? The Plague is best ground. They will lock her down. Maybe a Tempest Ultimate as soon as they come back up. Keeping the forces nearby, though, as, yeah, you look at Monkey King. Silhouette just gets annihilated. That Tempest Ultimate immediately canceled by the root right there. Down goes Tempest. Monkey King trying to get away there with the elusive dash, but he is now being chased down. Glacial Downpour not going to do too much. He will fall. Glacius is also going to get picked off most likely, and it ends up being a genocide for only one kill, really, on the Plague Rider in favor of Afraid here.
Yeah, well, those Plague bounces, man. There's two heroes fleeing, the Pharaoh and the Silhouette, and it actually caught them both. Really frustrating if you're in AL shoes.
Yep, and that's not only that tower, but this could be a Rax at this rate, unless you want to use buyback on Silhouette. But even that, no, there's no point.
The double damage rune.
Yeah. Oh, geez, and a double damage rune. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, this is definitely going to be Rax. Not gonna, maybe another tower, but. That's of course huge there.
Huge. Look at everyone's gold now on Legion. It's just
it's starting to pull up.
Huge gold totals saved up, and yeah, they're pressing this even further. I think they're confident enough that even if they were to get one picked off, it doesn't really matter here. They know the Elemental Void is down. Geometer's been up it.
They're going for it now. Oh, Moon Queen gonna get trapped right here. She has a Symbol of Rage, but can't get it off, so they will kill Moon Queen at least. That's a little bit of a blunder. And they didn't even get the second melee Rax, and now they're going to try to chase them down. Monkey King is here. Silhouette finally resurrects. I don't think she bought back at least. Monkey King bought back, I want to say earlier. He is down to buyback. I don't think he bought back there. But anyways, Portal Key's coming in. Monkey King, the Wanjin Slam, the Heavenly Vault, not going to be enough, though. So, okay. So, I mean, they do kill Moon Queen in the end. That's at least something there for
something.
AL.
What was I going to say? Monkey King, you were saying that... yeah, he bought back earlier. That was in that mid-fight where he was trying to get that Deadwood. He bought back, didn't really need him for the kill, but he made an attempt there.
Yeah, I do remember that now. Okay. Yeah. Okay, well, this is actually really interesting. Look at that. Deadwood, we talked about how it kind of frees him up to go something else. He actually sold the Soul's Bulwark now, and he buys a Hellflower straight up, so...
Sure, I guess. I mean, it is kind of redundant sitting there with the...
Yeah, it was still giving himself a little bit of armor.
Yeah, it was giving himself, and if he's not around his teammate, yeah, a little bit. Unless he just needed it right then and there and couldn't wait a little bit. Yeah, I feel like if you're going into a team fight or there's pressure, otherwise I would just keep it. But.
Yeah, it kind of didn't make a whole lot of sense. But anyways, it is sold. Post Ace on a Plague Rider. He's level 16 now too as well, by the way. Of course, important level for him to get. Moon Queen is going to be up in 1 second, and we'll probably see a Demonic Breastplate finished on her. Yeah, there we go. And she actually has another 3,000 gold saved up. Wow.
I'm trying to figure out why she went that over an item like a wing bow or something, which would work with her Geometer's Bane, give that synergy, give her a lot of damage, and Deadwood wouldn't have to get rid of his bulwark at that point.
Yeah, I You know, it is a case of there's a lot of physical damage here between Monkey King and Silhouette, but yeah, they already have Plague
gives
Rider.
you agility,
Keeper,
man.
yeah.
It gives you dodge.
And
like
they have
it
a
helps you
wing
with
bow with
physical
the
damage.
yeah. It's again I was trying to make a little bit of logic there, but yeah,
I know.
there's nothing.
It's silly
I
though.
agree
I
with
think.
you. Now, look at this. Arcana is picked up by Silhouette. She also did purchase an Acolyte staff first, but then sold it. But I assume this is going to be Harkons. It seems like King Plato sees what we finally see. And the Harkons blade possibly coming out here for Silhouette. So
It feels a little bit like a circus. A bunch of crazy things happening.
Yeah.
In both games. It's kind of fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, again, it's an entertaining team to cast here. And Afraid is also, you know, it's a team we don't get to cast too often. And obviously doing great here. They're up 1-0 and in the lead here in game number 2. So against absolute legends. 3,500 more gold saved up on Moon Queen. And so now at this point, you got to think it's just raw damage. I mean,
I'm honestly done predicting for her.
Yeah, true.
just because.
Oh, actually, Deadwood's going to get caught here at the top lane. Barbed Armor's up on Feral. You see Deadwood kind of just standing there, not wanting to do anything for good reason. He ends up dying anyways, so good pick onto him. What do you think, though? Do you think a Shrunken Head, it makes sense at this point still, or is it just not worth a Shrunken Head?
For her, I don't really know if she needs it anymore. It's not like a ton of lockdown. He's got Geo scouted the Ice and Prism. It's not even about like the no Shrunken Head. It's more about just me being a little bit confused about the demonic situation. At this point, Wingbow would still be a great item pickup for him. So I would like to see it.
He has 38.9 armor by himself on Agility Steam Boost, just by himself.
Yeah,
70% damage reduction. If you put the 20 on top of that, so you're obviously looking at what 58.9 is what it would be. From
Enric and the Teacher, do they have one?
They do not. Not have one. An Abyssal Skull.
Up to 60 plus armor though is the point.
Very possible, yes, and that's a lot of reduction. So you see right there. Okay, they do have an Abyssal Skull. Take that back. It is on a Luna.
Okay.
So.
Oh, it is. It is. Yep. Okay. So 60 plus armor. I would still like to see a Wingbow.
Yeah. I mean, because
or you know, well, we were gonna say does Shrunken Head make sense if he's going Harkins?
Yep.
If he wants to mitigate that Harkins extra damage, yeah.
Yeah, that actually does make sense. Now, yeah.
It still would be good. So.
Harkons is complete here on Silhouette, so that's but I don't think he's showing it yet by any means. Granted, he's going to run into some illusions right here, so I kind of wonder if Afraid will spot that here, and you know maybe that will be a decision maker for Joel. And maybe that's what he's kind of waiting for, if he's going to see something like a Savage Mace or maybe that Harkons, and so that was going to help him lead to whether he wants to go. Okay, there you go.
Okay, that
makes sense. Yeah.
Wingbow next, and then he should be full.
Oh, Wingbow next, that's all. That or Genjiro. That's why the hell not. So yeah, we'll see.
Why does this always happen? Why does this always happen? How does this happen?
Necessary handicap.
Every game breaky. I feel like this is just like, come on, man.
He doesn't want 10 seconds. 9 seconds is good.
Is this real life? Like, I feel like every game I see Shrunken Head picked up, someone just instantly procs it when they pick it up.
Does it happen for you? I don't know if I've seen that too much, but yeah.
Well, maybe it's when I'm like casting games with beef over there, but I feel like this is a thing we point out at least once a day.
That's pretty funny, actually.
So,
1 second less. Not a huge deal, but it is.
Just,
it is still funny. Really good.
Yeah,
Anywho. Well, Hellborn team, I mean, the gold is not overwhelming. We're about 44.5 minutes in. It's a 5,600 gold. And that goes back to the fact, again, it really is all Moon Queen. I mean, Deadwood, Keeper, they're up there, but they're still under 300. So, yeah, it's, but to say the least, I mean, Moon Queen, obviously, if you are going to pull up Pharma 1 hero, Moon Queen's definitely a hero that you could take advantage of with that.
Yeah,
so.
not like everyone else is like lagging behind either. You see the Restoration Stone coming out in Keeper, Penny with an assortment of utility items. Just all of them actually have items, so they're there.
Okay, Monkey King is going to port back right here. Silhouette will probably follow suit shortly. We do see Afraid. They are starting to push in. Of course, Congo not up just yet. He should be coming up fairly shortly, I would think, though. But Silhouette is going to portal key away, though. He'll start porting back, so here we go. Double damage rune is up on Moon Queen. Look at that armor. 58.2 right now. He's going to be jumped on right here. The partner's up, and actually he's dropping pretty fast. He's going to use that similar range right away, though. He'll be fine for now. Monkey King in the background being locked down. He'll be killed. Tempest Ultimate pulling them in, but Moon Queen is more than alive. Silhouette gets there a little late, and Silhouette is now in a lot of trouble. She needs to fall back. I think that's going to be the game right there. GGs are being called. It's just way too overwhelming. I mean, they got Moon Queen to about half-life initially. I don't know if Silhouette was there, honestly, though, right off the bat.
Yeah, and then there's the Symbol of Rage that got activated there. She had the double damage, and she was like recovering her entire health pool in one hit, so.
Yep. Well, there you go. Afraid it does take out Absolute Legends here in the losers bracket round 2. And that means they are, of course, moving on in AL. Their road will finish here, so, you know, they're going to stay in Diamond, but they lose out on even more prize pool and more points, too, so.
It's true. It's
big
true.
deal there.
I actually favored AL going into this matchup. I thought they would. I thought they've been looking really strong lately. I haven't seen as intense performances coming out of Afraid, so obviously they're working well with their 2 new pickups. Some very interesting games that we saw, but they made it work, and here they're moving on.
Yeah, definitely. That was a entertaining game for sure coming out there in that series overall between the 2 teams, but Absolute Legends finishing things off here, losing the series, and their road in cycle number 6 will come to a conclusion. But again, they are staying in Diamond, so at least got that to look forward to. But it does kind of suck losing this place. It's like, so we are going to be in Diamond next cycle, but now we not only we're done for today, but we don't get to play next weekend either. It really is, you know, kind of an unfortunate situation. So they'll have, you know, a little bit of a break here, pending other tournaments, of course. But we'll see. I do have a couple of other results. It looks like. Team Mistral is up 1-0 over Pikachu, it looks like, in the brackets. And then Q Squad did get a forfeit win over OTP. I seem to, again, just OTP, they were able to field their 5th, with that whole situation. So Q Squad does take a forfeit win there, it looks like. So they're moving on. Q Squad will be playing Afraid now in the next round. Pencils did defeat TFR, by the way, too. Pencils took out TFR, so. Pencils, that means they're going to now play TT Esports, and they're probably playing right now. But TFR is going to gold. This new team, unfortunately for them. Again, they got a tough start here, both cycles, going up against TDM, but they couldn't get best Pencils either, and that means they're going to gold division next cycle. So.
Ooh, interesting thing to note. Enzo's actually not playing with TTS right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Actually, I see White Taliba stepping in.
White Taliba was there. Okay.
Yeah, they actually are playing their game, though.
So they should be in game number 1 right now. So, again, you know, you could say, yeah. So I know people are probably sitting here like, oh, you should jump into the cast that series. Well, the thing with that is, you know, if we jump into that series, we'll definitely have to leave it early to cast the next series of Stay Green versus Complexity. So, I think it's best to, at the very least, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you want to stick around and maybe? Well, okay. How far are they in game number 1? Let's actually see.
They're early on. The game's already in favor of one team, but it's pretty early on.
Okay. Let's see right here, because it is only 2:16, so we do have a little bit of time before the next series is going to be picking up. Oh, it looks like Beef Hot Pie is actually casting this one, actually.
Okay.
So you know what? Yeah, just go over and head over to his stream if that's the case, and then you can watch it over there. So we are going to take a break ourselves. Head on over to twitch.tv/ComplexityHoN. You can check out that series of TT Esports taking on TFR. And we're going to be on a break for probably a little bit, about an hour here. I assume that means we're going to turn off the stream, right? Yeah, so we are going to be turning off our stream for now. But we'll be coming back at you guys at 12:30 p.m. Pacific, 3:30 p.m. Eastern. Of course, that's 21:30 Central European Time. Stay Green taking on Complexity Gaming in the winners bracket semifinals. I know a lot of people obviously really entertained about that one, so can't wait for that one. Emperor, any final words from yourself before we wrap up here?
Nah, pretty much covers the breaky.
All right, good stuff. Okay, stay tuned though, guys. We will have that series coming up in just over an hour. Again, head over to twitch.tv/ComplexityHoN though. TFR currently taking on TT Esports. Until we see you later, guys. See you then.